What's up, you guys? Matt Jablonski here with The Point of Change. How's everybody doing tonight? Give me some likes, give me some loves, give me a share out if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to share this into a couple more groups before I get started here. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to learn a little bit. It's going to be great. I'm so freaking excited. I can't stop giggling. This is going to be so much fun. I was like, oh, I should look up some facts about the movie. Oh, wait, no, I should wait. I know a little bit about the movie. I'll look it up while I got you guys here. We'll look into what this movie was made for and all the origins of the film really quick. And then we'll get into the movie. Tonight, the movie we are watching, Reefer Madness from 1936. This is a anti-cannabis propaganda film that was released as a way to steer people away from cannabis and to demonize the drug and other things. Of course, right at the top of the hour, I'll mention that my stance on cannabis is I am all for legalization, and I think we could use it. It could work wonders for getting people off of harder drugs, helping them through detox and helping them through the withdrawal process. I'm a big supporter of all things pro-cannabis. But if you want to know more about my stance on cannabis and cannabis use and recovery, there is a link in the description of this video that'll take you over to one of the videos I made where I spoke about all that. Tonight's not really the time for me to stand up here and talk about all that, but we're just going to have some fun. What's up, Melissa? How you doing? Big Pete from Texas. What's going on? Sabrina, how are you? Joni Faulkner, good to see you. Melissa says, I love this film. Awesome. Well, then you're going to love this video. The movie is about a little over an hour long, so if you got some time to hang out with me now, that's awesome. If not, share this out and make sure you come back and watch it later. You're going to want to see this. This is going to be a lot of fun to talk about and to check out. I have not seen this movie in its entirety. I have heard a lot about it, and I've seen, of course, clips of it, so I kind of know what we're getting into, but I've never seen this movie in its entirety. Okay, so I'm going to do some Googling here quick. I'm just Googling up Reefer Madness. So for the overview of the film, it says 1936, and then for category of the movie, it says exploitation/stoner, 1 hour, 8 minutes. Exploitation stoner movie. 44% people like this movie. All right. So here's the description is high school principal Dr. Alfred Carroll relates to an audience of parents that marijuana can have devastating effects on teens. In his story, a drug supplier entices several restless teens, including sister and brother Mary and Jimmy Lane, and Mary's boyfriend Bill, into frequenting a reefer house. Gradually, Bill and Jimmy are drawn into smoking dope, which affects their family lives and leads to a terrible crime. Dun, dun, dun. Sounds like a good plot here. I found a full HD, full colorized version of the film that I'm going to be sharing tonight. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Give me some comments. Let me know what you're up to tonight. Melissa, I'm fabulous. I'm off duty. Right on, Melissa. Brian, here I come to save the day. Right on. Brian O'Brien, come ride me in. Michael McNeil is here. What's going on, Michael? How you doing? Good to see you tonight. Guys, give me a share out if you wouldn't mind. Into any, especially if you're in pro-cannabis groups. That's the main groups that I shared this video to. I think some other guys probably get some kicks out of this. Make sure you got your munchies available. I got some Hostess cakes. I got my Mountain Dew. We're doing good. All right, so let's see. What do we got for a description of this movie from Wikipedia? Where are you? I know I just looked at it. There it is. Reefer Madness is considered to be a cult classic. Pulling it up. Hang on. Reefer Madness, originally made as Tell Your Children, and sometimes titled as The Burning Question, Dope Addict, Doped Youth, and Love Madness, is a 1936 American propaganda film about drugs revolving around the melodramatic events that ensue when high school students are lured by pushers to try marijuana. From a hit-and-run accident to manslaughter, attempted rape, hallucinations, and a descent into madness from marijuana addiction. The film was directed by Louis Gasnier, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and featured a cast of mainly little-known actors. All right, we don't need to go through the whole cast here. It was originally financed by a church group under the title Tell Your Children. The film was intended to be shown to parents as a morality tale, attempting to teach them about the dangers of cannabis use. It is notable for being one of the few times in Hollywood where the generation gap between the Lost Generation and the Greatest Generation is portrayed. Soon after the film was shot, it was purchased by producer Dwayne Esper, who recut the film for distribution on the exploitation film circuit, exploiting vulgar interests while escaping censorship under the guise of moral guidance. The film was rediscovered in the early 70s and gained new life as an unintentional satire among advocates of cannabis policy reform. Critics have called it one of the worst films ever made. Today, it is in the public domain of the United States. All right. So there you have it. And I know it was partially produced by the American government and by the people that eventually would become the DEA here in America. So let me waste no more words here in sharing my screen with you guys. There it is. There it is. Hopefully this live feed holds up. Should be all right. I think we'll be all right. All right, everybody holding in with me? Give me some thumbs ups if you're still tracking along, still going to have fun. Melissa, LOL Dangers. Yeah, we're definitely going to call out the lunacy on this as we go through it. That's for sure, guys. Don't worry. All right. I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. Let's see. Oh, it's already old-timey. We're already getting the old-timey music playing. Jessica Chandler, what's up? I'm going to love this. She says, me too. Me too. This is going to be so much fun. I hope you guys are ready for a lot of giggling. This is going to be hilarious. I love this old school, how they used to put the credits before the movie. Nobody wants to watch the credits. Nobody's going to stay and watch your name in the credits roll. So you want to put them at the beginning. I want my family to see my name up on that screen, right? Hello, the cast: Dorothy Short, Kenneth Craig, Lillian Miles, Dave O'Brien. Hey, Dave O'Brien. Hey, is he related to Brian O'Brien? What do we got? What do we got? Michael says this movie is epic. I've never seen it, so we're going to see this in its entirety today. The incidents and characters portrayed in this motion picture are purely fictional, and any similarity to actual occurrences in living or deceased persons is coincidental. The motion picture you are about to witness may startle you. Dun, dun, dun! It would not have been possible otherwise to sufficiently emphasize the frightful toll of the new drug menace, which is destroying the youth of America in alarmingly increasing numbers. Marijuana, spelled with an H, is that drug, a violent narcotic, an unspeakable scourge, the real public enemy number one. Ha-ha! The first effect is sudden, violent, uncontrollable laughter. Then comes dangerous hallucinations. Space expands. Time slows down, almost stands still. Fixed ideas come next, conjuring up monstrous extravagances, followed by emotional disturbances, the total inability to direct thoughts, the loss of all power to resist physical emotions, leading finally to acts of shocking violence, ending often in incurable insanity. In picturing its soul-destroying effects, no attempt was made to equivalate the scenes and incidences, while fictionalized for the purposes of this story, are based upon actual research into the results of marijuana addiction. If their stark reality will make you think, will make you aware that something must be done to wipe out this ghastly menace, then the picture will not have failed in its purpose. Because the dreaded marijuana may be reaching forth next for your son or daughter, or yours, or yours. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, that was well worded, well read. Fine job. Fine job on that. Police wage war on narcotic ring. Dope peddlers caught in high school. Federals, police raid marijuana flat. Federal aid, police in drug war. School parent organizations during dope fight. Meeting tonight, School Parents Association, Truman High School Auditorium. Subject, tell your children.
Must be stopped. You and all the school parent groups about the country, and you must stand united on this and stamp out this frightful assassin of our youth. You can do it by bringing about compulsory education on the subject of narcotics in general, but dread marijuana in particular. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen, to lay the foundation for a nationwide campaign by you to demand by law such compulsory education.
Well, damn dirty
Because it
dopers.
is only through enlightenment that this scourge can be wiped out. Out of the traffic in these drugs, a lawlessness that we can scarcely estimate has grown and is now flourishing. It exists in almost every city and hamlet in the country. It might be interesting and important for you to know some of the methods used in bringing these drugs into the country, and the work of the forces of law and order.
Dude looks like he's
which
after
are
Roger
daily
Rabbit,
combating
is
the
what he
traffic,
looks like, Jessica Chandler.
always at the risk of life by their agents. This ceaseless fight against the drug traffic is directed by the Department of Narcotics, Washington.
Washington. Sir Official, when we speak with this voice.
I've received a letter of vital importance
Vital
from a member of the
importance, I tell
Narcotics
you.
Bureau. I'm going to read this letter to you. My dear Dr. Carroll, the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. At the outset of this letter, there is one vital fact I would like to submit. There is a powerful agency. I speak of the school parent associations of this country, which can be invaluable in stamping out this scourge. Their help,
Scourge.
their
You said that
eternal
many
vigilance
times.
could be the deciding factor in our fight against it. The weed marijuana is grown in every state in the Union. Recently, in the city of Brooklyn, New York,
Hey, buddy, dog.
a field of marijuana was found behind a tenement court. The weed was here being cultivated, regularly stripped and dried and sold in schools and at government army posts in and around New York.
Stay down, buddy.
The dried leaves and berries are ground up and made into cigarettes by a simple hand machine.
That's a
The
neat
deadly
machine.
narcotic is thus quickly and easily prepared for its market.
That's cool as shit.
The sale of marijuana is even more difficult to detect and halt than the traffic in drugs such as opium, morphine, and heroin.
Oh, trigger warning. Trigger warning,
They are
everybody.
hidden in fake jewelry cases, in the heels of shoes, women's shoes especially,
Oh,
because the
women's
drugs
shoes
can be
especially.
secreted
Oh, it's
in
sexist.
false heels. Hollowed shaving brushes are another medium.
Brian,
False
definitely
scent
not dispensary
are
quality.
often
Right?
used. Watch cases are convenient hiding places. The value of drugs thus
look at
seen
these
is
ideas they're
enormous.
giving. None of
Recently,
you
a
guys
huge
out there get
supply
any
of heroin was
ideas,
taken.
all right?
It was concealed in an apparently harmless shipment of 35 barrels of olive oil. The deadly drug was burned in the incinerator of the Bureau of Engraving.
Nowadays,
and
they put it in like the
And
tires
more
of vehicles, all kinds of shit.
Printing. More deadly even than these soul-destroying drugs is the menace of marijuana. No doubt many of you do not believe that these things do happen, but they cannot happen to you. You may also believe that the facts have been exaggerated. Let me tell you of something that
No
happened right
exaggeration
here in our own
whatsoever
city.
in this movie,
You
right?
probably read about it in the papers. However, I'll give you the real facts behind the case. There was an apartment near one of our high schools. It was run by a woman known as May Coleman.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's look for some good acting now, guys. Now you're looking at top-notch acting. Wake up now. See? Yeah, see? Get out of that bed. See? Yeah. What are you doing, see?
Hey, come on, May, get up.
What time is it?
Time to get up and give this place a going over. Looks like the Marines have landed.
Oh, that bunch last night was high enough to take over the Marines and the Navy.
You better get on the job. Some of the kids may be up this afternoon.
Oh, Jack, we can get along without dragging those young kids up here.
Oh, why don't you...
Oh,
button up
Jack,
your
we
lip?
can get along
Don't
without
be
dragging
walking
your kids up here.
Got more
All
static
women
on the
had that
radio.
weird voice back in the day, you know? Melissa says, I wonder how they waited. I don't even know if they cared. Did you see that crap they were rolling up? Brian digs the pink walls. Looks like my bathroom. Oh, look at that fridge. That's a cool doorbell sound. I'd hate that. Oh, this is a scandalous movie. Ooh. Woo-hoo. That's pretty racy for 1936 right there. Hey, children, cover your eyes. All of you watching. None of you are old enough to see.
Oh, greetings.
Well, hello, fella. How are you?
Fine, how are you? Come here.
This is how people talk, see?
Hey, should be right in. Just sit down and make yourself comfortable.
Hey, what kind of a joint is this, Eddie?
Oh, it's all right, Gwen. See, they probably had a party last night.
Oh.
A couple of your customers, May.
Yeah? They're old enough to know what they're doing. Not like those young kids you bring up here.
All right, all right. Listen, I'm going to blow.
Where are you going?
I got to make some deliveries, and I'll probably drop by Joe's place and bring back a couple of the kids.
Oh, I wish you'd lay off those kids.
Oh, why don't you get over their complex?
Oh, George, I don't know. Oh, you damn dirty doper. The devil's lettuce, that's what that was. We all know. Uh-oh, it's the cops. It's the fuzz. 5-0. We've been hornswoggled, see? Nah. You'll never catch me, Flatfoot, see? Nah. Try and catch me, copper. Nah. That's all he says. Nah. In my head. This guy's just nah everywhere he goes.
Oh, by the way, Ralph, I'm sort of getting a little party Saturday afternoon over at my grandmother's. You know, the place with the swimming pool? Like to come?
Thanks, Eddie. Maybe I will.
I'd sure like to have you.
Okay, I'll probably drop over.
So long, Ralph.
See you later. Hey, Ralph. Hi, kid. Fine, Jack, and you? Oh, great. Where you headed? Oh. Hey, how do you like that? That's the one I was telling you about. Very nice.
I don't know why you want to make such a fuss over that Ralph Wiley.
Oh, he's a swell swimmer. He made the freshman team that year he went to college.
Yeah, and that lets him out. My dad knows his family. None of them are any good. Father and mother just got a divorce from Paris.
Yeah?
You know, Ralph runs around pretty much on his own. He's been in a couple of jams.
Well, I only kind of say hello to him. I don't go around with him.
Well, you better not. He's a little too old for it. That's what my dad said.
Yeah, that's what my dad said.
Hello, Mary. How are you, Bill?
How are you, Ralph?
Oh, hello, Ralph. You know my brother Jimmy, don't you?
How are you? Well, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Jack Perry. Mary, Bill.
No,
How do you do?
Swell. That's a
Glad to know
word we
you.
should bring back.
We're going over to
Swell.
Joe's place. Why don't you come along?
we have a date to play instead of doubles.
Oh, you can play anytime. Come on, come
Ooh, I got a zinger.
Oh, we can't today, Ralph. Some other time.
Can I go along with you?
Sure.
Hey, I'll see you at dinner, sis.
Don't be late,
recommend
Jimmy.
these. I do recommend these, but they're not healthy at all. But raspberry zingers are the shit. Look at that dancing. Look at that.
Hey, he ain't no paper man.
Why, don't you know him? That hot finger's crazy.
Look, he really swings out hot with him. That's a jive. You want to dance?
Do I?
Do I? That's just the best dancing ever. Can you imagine if a guy took you out dancing and just grabbed a hold of you like that and just started?
Any new prospects?
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
What a creepy guy. Here we have the first exposure. Things are gonna get dicey from here, guys. Dun, dun, dun. Melissa, that's because they had cocaine in their coat, right? That's how they walked to school both ways uphill in the snow.
Oh, Jimmy, you're wonderful.
You just finding
I
out.
love the colorized green smoke too. That was cool. Or
Why
maybe it's
can't we
just
go
the
now?
lighting in the closet. But
Hey, kids, we're having a little party up at my girlfriend's apartment. Wouldn't you like to come? Oh, I'd love to. You want to come, don't you, Jimmy?
Oh, sure. Any place with you.
Well, come along. We can all go in my car.
oh, gee golly, Willikers, that sure would be swell.
See you later, Joe.
So far, we have some normal people doing some normal things, guys. But that's all about to change in a
It's
world.
sweet of you to help me, Bill.
Well, I'll try anything except domestic science.
Why, Bill, don't you want to learn something about running your own home?
The answer is no. You know, after that session we had yesterday,
excuse me.
I went home and
I
told
felt
Mother
good.
that the trouble with her pot roast gravy was she hadn't added 3 heaping teaspoonfuls of olive oil.
What did you
The
say?
average
She didn't
Joe
say
is.
anything.
Yeah.
She just threw me out of the kitchen.
Well, I don't wonder. Hello, children. Hello, Mother.
Hello, Mrs. Lane.
That was sweet of you, Mother.
Gosh, hot chocolate. Thanks, Mrs. Lane.
I know you can't study on empty stomachs. Now then, enjoy yourself.
He will.
She will too,
Just to
Mrs.
make
Lane.
it that much more innocent
May
and
I?
childlike.
Oh, thank
Gee
you.
golly,
Thank you.
Willikers,
You're so
hot
very,
chocolate,
very
you
kind.
don't say.
Mary, before we do that math, how about reading some of this? It's swell.
Romeo and Juliet.
Don't you like it?
Uh-huh.
You know, when I study this, I kind of think of you. I just sort of feel as though you're there beside me. Well, listen. It is my soul that calls upon thy name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo,
My dear,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then.
This is so ridiculous. I love it.
Well, I'll see you tonight, Mary. Bye, Mrs. Lane.
Goodbye.
Bye,
So
Bill.
long.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness, God.
Oh, I guess I'm all right. Well, bye. Bye. Oh, Julie.
That's classic. It's so cool watching this old stuff like this. I really dig it.
Hey, Dad, you got anything for me?
Well, we should be.
Don't bother your father every night.
Have you?
There you are.
What made you so late, Bill? I was getting worried.
Well, I had to study, Ma.
He was.
He
not.
wasn't.
I saw him out walking with his girl. Bill's got a girl. Got a
Oh,
girl.
that little snitch.
Junior,
Well, Bill has got a girl.
quiet. And put that candy away.
That's
till
me
after
right
dinner.
there. That kid is
You
me.
shouldn't have given it to him.
Well, he has got a girlfriend, and her name is Mary.
I'll shut you up.
Bill, Junior.
That's me and my older brothers right there.
Oh, they're all right there, young.
Mary's a little ass. Mary's a little ass.
Let him beat his ass, he
Bill
says.
understood, didn't he?
Oh, well, what I'm burned up about is that you didn't say Bill had a swell girl.
Gee, it must be love.
We're watching Reefer Madness,
You
Josh.
like her.
Uh-huh. Sounds like you want something. Come on, what is it?
Well, it's my model airplane. It will work. Gosh, Bill, you could fix it. You can fix anything.
Okay, I'll fix it.
Okay, I'll fix it.
Go ahead. Here we are. You see?
Boy, everybody sure is swell in this movie, aren't they?
Mary told me to wait and tell her she had to go home. Her mother wanted her to go to the dressmaker with her.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy. Must be getting grown up. I see Mary let you have the car.
Yeah.
That is a sweet car.
Well, I wasn't going any place in particular.
Well then, how about driving me over to the show place with me? I'll buy you a soda.
I never drink that stuff.
Well, gee, I'll buy you something else.
Okay, you're on the hook for one root beer.
Well,
You're on the hook for one root beer, he says. Mike Ward, what's going on, brother? Good to
hi,
see
Bill.
you.
Hi, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Bill. Come on, slide in.
Hello, Blanche. Hello, Ralph. How are you? Well, Blanche, have you been, Ralph? Two sodas. No, I mean one soda and one root beer. How's Meg?
Oh, she's fine. We're going out to her apartment later.
Couldn't Bill come along?
Ooh.
Well, come on along, Bill. You'll get a kick out of it. Thanks, just the same.
Oh, come on, Bill. Jerry won't be jealous.
Well, sure, a lot of the kids will be there. It's keen. Well, I don't know. I really should now. Well, okay.
Sure twisted his arm, didn't they? Well, I really should have. Okay. All right. I'll do anything. What is that sound? Stop it. Man, all these terrible sounds.
Hi,
Everything
Jeff.
sounded
Jack.
terrible.
What do you say?
There it is. All right.
Yeah, come on in.
He was right. What the hell? That was way too much. Way too much. Way too quick. Well, what is going on in here, he says.
There.
You rapscallions are all high. You're all using the devil's lettuce, aren't you?
Hi, I'm Meg. This is Bill Harper. He's okay.
Hello.
Well, if you say so. It's all right with me. I'll be back in a minute. Hiya, kids. How you doing?
Mike says the guy on the piano looks like
Yeah.
Kramer, right? Like
Bill Harper.
insane
all right.
Kramer.
Blanche has got herself quite a yen for it.
Not bad. I just think we have that much taste.
She knows what she's doing. She's got Ralph nuts about her, and now she's got her hooked up with this new kid.
Say, we haven't any more smoke. You better run over and get some.
Why couldn't you find that out when I was here this morning? I've got my car in the shop.
Well, what of it? That kid out there, Jimmy. He's got a car. He'll take you. Come on, get going. Hurry up.
Oh, all right, woman. Why, I oughta.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah?
I've got to run over to Cedar Avenue for a minute. You've got a car, haven't you? Why, yeah, my sister. Mind giving me a lift? Why, sure. Come on. Okay.
Why, sure. Come on. No idea he's going on a dope run. No idea. These damn dirty dopers. They ain't going to no dispensary, kids. That ain't no dispensary. What kind of tomfoolery is happening around
No,
here?
thank you. Well, here we are. Oh, thanks.
Oh, May, don't forget me.
I never forget you.
Oh, dear. If you want a good smoke, try one of these.
Try one of these. It'll be swell, says Brian. Swell. Swell indeed, my friend. Swell indeed. Oh, here comes the uncontrollable laughter. Violent, uncontrollable laughter. She's got pink smoke.
That's better. That's more like it. I know you like that really well.
The colorized smoke is neat. I'll give him that. That's just from whoever redid this movie, obviously. This was a black and white film. Ah, Dana. Yeah. There you are. Guys like, oh, snap. They're all smoking the giggle bush. Oh, no.
Just be a minute, kid.
Hey, Jack, get me a cigarette before you go, will you?
He's going to give him one of the special cigarettes. Brian, I like how none of them inhale. Plausible deniability, Brian. Plausible
Hello, Jack.
deniability.
Hi, boss. How's business? Getting better every day. Those kids sure go for it. Swell. Had to run over a couple more cartons. Ran short today.
All right. Danny?
That's 10 gross for Jack Perry. Who? Pete Daly. All right, send him in. It's all right, stay where you are.
Yeah, see?
Oh,
If I don't...
to you.
All right, go ahead. Next go, please. What's the beef?
Listen, you never heard no beef when I had to sell that rotten gin.
Rest the dough, huh?
Yeah, but I don't need dough that bad. Taking 2-bit pieces from kids.
There are millions of 2-bit pieces just begging to be taken. Don't be a dope.
I'm just dope enough to draw the line selling hop to kids.
All right, Pete. You know
Hey,
what my
Rhonda.
policy's always been. The boys are not satisfied, and I'm always glad to have them retire. Retire permanently.
Retire permanently.
So long.
Dun, dun. I want to hear one Massey in this movie, and I want to hear a dramatic.
I only wish you had a couple of kids so I could.
Yeah. That was pretty close.
All right, Jack, pick up your stuff from Danny. They'll be ready by now.
Okay.
That's a sweet car, man. I like that car.
Let's go, Jack. I'm red hot.
Better be careful how you drive it. The first thing you know, you'll be ice cold.
Mike, definitely, brother. It's been on my mind pretty heavy today.
Slow down, you'll kill somebody.
Oh, that's violence right there. It's not funny. The old guy got hit by a car.
Mary, you're
It's
not
just
eating
funny.
your
The
breakfast
filmography was funny there. Okay, the guy, the way he laid down.
Bill
It's funny.
Harper hasn't been around lately. Anything wrong between you two?
Why should there be anything wrong?
There shouldn't be, I'm sure. And whatever it is isn't serious, I know.
I'm sorry, Mother, for snapping at you like that.
Don't worry about it, dear. Why don't you speak frankly to Bill? He'll be honest whatever the trouble is. I'm sure Bill Harper never lied about anything.
Yes, that's right. Bill's mother says he never lies.
There, you see?
You think it'd be all right if I speak to him about it?
Why, of course.
Oh, Jimmy. Sit down, darling, and I'll have your breakfast for you in a moment. Jimmy, there's something worrying you.
What have I got to worry about?
Yeah,
Why don't you
see?
tell me?
Oh, for Pete's sake, don't start to cross-examine me, will you? I'm all right.
Jimmy! Don't let Mother see you like that.
It's crazy. It's like they took all the other drugs and just spun it, and just made it like marijuana was like the other drugs, honestly.
There is no doubt that there is an organized gang distributing the narcotic to students,
Oh, here we are.
not only in my school, but all over the city. You government men have got to find some way to put an end to it.
Of course, I agree with you, Dr. Carroll. But do you realize that marijuana is not like other forms of dope? You see, it grows wild in almost every state in the Union. Therefore, there is practically no interstate commerce in the drug. As a result, the government's hands are tied. And frankly, the only sure cure is a widespread campaign in education.
Oh, it's all right to talk about education, Mr. Wyatt, but we educators can't do anything until the public is sufficiently aroused.
Let me show you something.
I agree with almost everything they
In
just said.
1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets. All these devoted to marijuana records. Here is an example. A 16-year-old lad apprehended in the act of staging a holdup. 16 years old and a marijuana addict. Here is a most tragic case.
Yes, I remember. Just a young boy. Under the influence of the drug, he killed his entire family with an axe.
Then there is the most vicious type of case. Here, in Michigan, a young girl, 17 years old, a reefer smoker, taken in a raid in the company with 5 young men. Here is a particularly flagrant case.
Yes, I remember the newspapers made quite a play of it. In West Virginia, wasn't it?
Yes. And there are hundreds of them coming up, new ones every day.
I'd like to take these records, if I may. I feel they would be of invaluable assistance to me in combating the evil in my school.
You're very welcome, Dr. Carroll. Thank you.
You know, I will say that, like, there are people that abuse marijuana and it becomes a horrible detriment in their life, and there is such a thing as a marijuana addiction. But marijuana doesn't cause a person to be violent like
You were always a fine student. You always had excellent grades.
Pause for like half a
getting a
second
little
so I
harder,
can just
Doctor.
elaborate on that without interrupting everything they're talking about. But, like, I definitely agree that there is dangers in marijuana. You know, there is dangers in cannabis. It is kind of a double-edged sword. You know, you have the aspects that I look at that are, you know, that it can help people with withdrawal and detox, and that there's people out there that don't abuse it, that use it as medicine, or they use it recreationally, but they don't abuse it, and it becomes this horrible detriment. So there are a lot of aspects of this movie that I'm like, you know, in this extreme case, like, for instance, somebody smoking weed and not paying attention to the road and hitting somebody, that's not that far outlandish, you know? So there are dangers to marijuana and to cannabis, but this movie just puts them in such a radical spectrum. And the fact that this movie was made and was used to inform people, like that this was presented as factual evidence, and that this was presented in a way that made people that didn't know anything about it feel that this movie was accurate, and this was what happened when people would smoke marijuana. And they were trying to create this drug scare around marijuana and around cannabis, which today, of course, we know that this movie is absolutely absurd, and it's watched as a joke most of the time. In fact, tonight we're watching it just mostly for a good giggle, but it also is a good reminder of the way that the medical system and the government has lied to us in the past about drugs, not only with marijuana, but also, of course, with oxycodone and the drugs that we're seeing nowadays. You know, that shouldn't say that we're seeing nowadays, but, you know, that we're seeing that they were lying about the addictive nature of the painkillers they were prescribing to people. They've never really been truthful about drugs, and a lot more is coming out, because a lot more nowadays we have a lot more means for people to speak out and talk about their experiences and share their experience, strength, and hope in ways that we're able to debunk a lot of these things that the government tries to push out on people, you know? Anyway, back to the film.
Dr. Carroll? No, it isn't that. Bill, I'd like to help you, but of course I can't unless you let me. You're undermining your health.
Hi, Brandy.
There's nothing, Dr. Carroll, really there isn't. I'll study harder, honest. Honest. If you were being honest with me and honest with yourself, I'm afraid you'd tell me an entirely different story.
I got popcorn.
Bill, I'm going to ask you a straightforward question. And I'd like to have a straightforward answer.
That guy in the theater.
Isn't it true that you have, perhaps
Look down here.
quite a certain harmful habit through association with certain undesirable people? Well?
Oh, no, sir, I haven't, Dr. Carroll. Well, that is, you see, I'm worried about something at home.
All right, my boy. We'll just have to let it go at that. But remember, if you ever want to confide in me...
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to be an asshole.
Carol?
Josh told me to quiet.
Hello, Mary. You want to play a set?
Thanks, Teddy, but I'm waiting for someone.
I'll get in
You're
front of the
waiting for
screen.
Bill. He hasn't
What'd
been
you
here
think
for
of
a
that?
week.
Huh? What do you think of that, everybody? You guys going to do some more shit? That smile, though. That smile, though. closer representation of what alcohol does to you than marijuana.
long to catch on.
Don't take any of them long.
Oh, the old icebox.
Say, don't you ever get fed?
You're feeding me, can't you see? Give me a knife and fork, will you?
Get it yourself.
Oh, we have turmoil building in their relationship. That guy's like a jackal, ain't he? You know, if we had made this movie about alcohol, it would be a lot closer to reality. How freaking creepy. Crack hose, Brian. Puddle slut. That's what we call them up north. Puddle slut. This dude is just.
Good morning, Miss Whitton, the police department.
Good morning.
We're tracing a hit-and-run driver. Someone caught the license number at the place of the accident, but didn't get it quite right. So we're checking all numbers like it. Yours is one of them.
Well, I'll try to help you.
Do you remember what you did on the 29th of last month?
That was the day before Mother's birthday. Oh, yes, I remember that because I left school and went directly to the dressmaker's with Mother. I was there all afternoon.
Did you happen to loan your car to a couple of men?
No, I had the car all afternoon myself.
Well, thanks, miss. Sorry to have troubled you.
Tell me, was the person killed?
Fortunately, he wasn't, but that's still no excuse for hit-and-run driving.
The old man lived. That's good. That's good. That stinking kid.
Has Jimmy Lane been here today?
He was in. He went over to May's place. You know where that is.
Well, he was going to wait for me here, so he didn't give me May's address. Are you sure Jimmy didn't leave any message for me? Mary?
No, he didn't.
Polishing the shit out of this cup.
I guess you're okay. I'll write it down for you.
I guess you're okay, he says. Now get out of here. I gotta go back to shining this cup. The doorbells were wretched. Wretched doorbells in 36.
Mary,
Wow.
come right in.
Is Jimmy here?
Oh, why, he's around somewhere. I think he went out to take Agnes home, but he'll be right back. Come in and sit down, Mary. And let me take your coat.
Who's the new kid that came in?
Oh, it's that gal that Ralph's gone overboard for. Funny, we've never been able to get her up here before.
What are you doing up there? Get down, weirdo.
Hey, scram, will you?
Scram, will ya? Mike says, wow, this heat sucks. Make sure to take care of yourself in this heat. Definitely. It's been hot here in Wisconsin, too. Brandy says, it's 36 here now. Celsius, man, I tell you what.
Sam,
We're Fahrenheit.
are you sure
down here
Jimmy will be
in
back soon?
Sure, any minute.
36 sounds cold. That's why we think it's always cold in Canada. What is happening? This movie is raunchy, I tell you, especially for the time period. My goodness. Definitely not something you want your children to watch. All these scantily clad women. Those are meth twerks. I have seen. I know what's happening there. She did way too much. Crashing hard. It's a scary sight. You don't want to see it. '36
Hey,
to
what's the
96.
matter? Am I an orphan?
Okay.
Where do you put
Yeah,
it?
it's
You
been
got
up
a hollow
over.
leg.
I don't know. It's been hot around here.
Thanks, Steve.
You, Mary?
118 degrees yesterday. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a lie. Get away from me!
Mary!
Creepo! Get out of here! Get away! Unhand her, you fiend! Well, you know, that was one of the defenses they used when they illegalized cannabis, was that it would make people want it. Well, specifically, they said it would make Mexicans want to rape white women. But that was a thing they used towards illegalization, was that it made men want to rape women.
Romeo, what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee? It's sweet of you to help me, Bill.
There's the hallucinations. Oh, man. This scourge must be wiped from humanity. There you go. Sock him one. Knock that creeper out. Hell yeah. Hit him again. Get out there and beat on him with him. Oh, he's going to pistol whip the wrong guy. Oh no, somebody's going to get shot. Oh, who was it? Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Will! Look!
Jack, is she all right?
She's dead.
No dramatic piano, dun dun dun. Not
Hey.
one yet.
Get him some water. Now listen, you two. I want you to get out of here. Get out of here and forget you're ever in here today. I'll handle this. Now get going.
Are the words off from their mouth? It looks like the words are off from their mouth. I don't like it when it happens. But, you know, despite, take away the whole, like, cannabis fucking negative shit that's going on in this movie. This is a decent movie. Got a good plot going on here. Keeps you fixated, you know what I'm saying? Stuff keeps changing. Shit keeps happening.
Here.
He must be a doctor with those kind of tactics. That escalated quickly, says Josh, right? That really got out of hand fast.
Harry.
And you're holding the gun, young man. You killed her in your marijuana-induced rage.
Mary.
You were doing the right thing, though, dude.
Mary.
I'd beat that scumbag up, too. Oh, what was that? I'd beat him even worse.
What happened? You killed her.
Oh. Liar. It's your fault. Couldn't have came out there with your fists and whooped them damn dirty
After I
dopers.
scram, you call the cops. And this is your story. Remember it. These two kids came up here for a couple of beers. You were out in the kitchen, you heard the shot. When you got in here, that's what you found. Just stick to that story.
Mary! Mary, speak to me. Mary!
I love the pink bar stools. Brian must be smoking that reefer. Kill Mary, she's a risk, and get the priest as well.
Oh, Jack.
Kill them all.
I was just talking to a friend of mine. A
Queen's
cop,
right.
sergeant on the homicide squad. The guy you hit that day died.
Died? You didn't.
No. I didn't crack. I'm not going to. Nobody will ever know you were driving that car.
Thanks, Jack.
Just as long as you keep your mouth shut that you were ever up in May's apartment.
Why, sure, Jack, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, see.
Your Honor, I'd like to recall Dr. Alfred Carroll to the stand.
Call Dr. Alfred Carroll to the stand.
No more popcorn. And step away from it. I'm developing a problem. That's cheddar popcorn, Merle. Oh,
Dr.
that's some
Carroll,
good shit.
as principal of the Lakeside High
Ready?
School, did you, during the last 3 months, notice any changes in the demeanor and attitude of your student, William Hopper?
Yes? In a number of things.
Yeah,
For
no.
example, at times disassociation of ideas. In
That's cheeks.
another instance, I happened to attend the recent interscholastic tennis matches. And while Bill Hopper had been considered an exceedingly good player, I saw him miss the ball by as much as 3 or 4 feet. This, I understand, could be attributed to the use of marijuana. It causes errors in time and space.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness isn't qualified to express opinions upon the effects of narcotics.
Sustained. Dr. Carroll has been called merely as a character witness.
Well, then, although you didn't know to your own knowledge that the defendant was using marijuana, did you notice any changes that would lead you to believe, as an educator, that he was under some severe mental strain, which might possibly have been induced by some drug?
Yes, I recall distinctly a few weeks ago. It was during a class of English literature. There was a serious discussion of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, when he suddenly burst into an uncontrollable fit of
What do we got
hysterical
going on
laughter.
here? Let me pause it for just a second. Pause it. Let me see. Let me take this off the screen. Put it back up there. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I noticed that the freaking words are off from the sound. It's driving me a little nuts. So there, now it's all right. That's as far as I'm going to go with trying to fix it, though. If that didn't work, too bad. We are almost done.
Oh, by the way, Dr. Carroll, 6 months ago, what would have been your opinion regarding the character of my client?
He was a fine, upstanding American boy.
Friggity giggity. All right, hang on. I'm going to
good
try
actor.
one more thing. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's try just rewind just a touch. There we go. Just a couple frickin' scritchily-doos there. Scritchily-doos? That's a word now.
English literature. There was a serious discussion of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I think the words are just off on the actual movie we're watching.
Oh, by the way, Dr. Carroll, 6 months ago, what would have been your opinion regarding the character of my client?
He was a fine, upstanding American boy. A good
Like an old
scholar,
Chinese
a good
fighting
actor,
movie, says Mike.
and representative of the caliber of young men we are proud to graduate from our school.
Oh, snap out of it, will you? It's not our fault. Why'd I ever bring him up there anyway? He's just a kid. I can't hang him.
Shut up, shut up!
Why don't you let yourself go? Talk. Go off your nuts and have me that way, too. It was his own fault, wasn't it?
Shut up! They've got us hidden out, haven't they? The cops can't find us.
They had some crazy character development going
Jack,
on
I'm
now.
gonna get out.
You're going to stay here as long as we have to keep those two out there undercover. Until the trial's over. Or the boss gets a better idea.
But they're getting on my nerves.
It can't last much longer. I'm not worried about her. We got to keep him gay.
He's about ready to crack.
All you gotta do is keep him from having too many reefers.
Any day now, that punk will get hot. He'll probably spill and tell all he knows if he gets a chance.
Keep him from having too many reefers.
I don't think he'll get it. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna see the boss.
Nah, see? Nah.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, boss. What are we gonna do about that Wiley guy?
Still jittery, huh?
I don't know what the punk's gonna do.
Keep beating on that hot stick.
That's what May's been doing. That's no good. I got a hunch that he's due to crack when that Harper verdict comes in.
Dun, dun,
He's on the tee. He's liable to take a powder on us and blow us topper to the DA.
You mean you think we'd all be better off if he never heard the verdict? Well, what are you waiting for?
The subtle hinting at killing people. Maybe it'd be better if he never heard the verdict? Eh?
You, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have a duty to perform. A duty to yourselves and to our community. Mary Lane is dead. The evidence you've heard at this trial could not have failed to convince
Look at that
you
dude's hair.
of the guilt of the defendant. By his own admission, he pressed the trigger of the weapon that sent lovely and innocent Mary Lane to a tragic and untimely death.
Show juror number 1 again.
We are not so much concerned about the motives behind the deed as to the deed itself. While the defendant has told you that he saw someone attacking Mary Lane, and that his mind went blank from that moment on, the defense has been unable to produce one witness to substantiate that statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Oh, it's just lighting, I think, was screwing up. It still looks goofy.
men who have tried to bring out the fact that the defendant might have become momentarily insane when he fired the shot that killed Mary Lane. But the defense has been unable to prove that he was insane. William Harper was sane when he visited the apartment where the tragedy occurred. He was in the habit of visiting the place. He was sane when he went into a bedroom with another young woman. You've all heard what went on in that room. You heard it from the defendant's own lips. Involved as he was in a tawdry love affair, Mary Lane was in the way. She had found him out. In a moment of anger, he deliberately and willfully killed her.
Makes a lot of
If such
sense.
deeds are permitted to go unpunished, this community would cease to be a decent and safe place for us or our children to live. I do not believe I have to plead or even demand that you bring in a verdict to punish the defendant for the crime that he has committed against society. You are upright citizens. That is why you were chosen to judge another. And as honest, upright citizens, there is only one verdict which you can find, and that is a verdict of guilty.
And this court will be adjourned until the jury's verdict is reached.
Sounded like the Charlie Brown teacher.
I suppose you all feel the same about this case.
But he might have been insane when he did it.
No, he wasn't. He knew what he was doing.
But supposing he was insane.
Damn, they're getting farther off, aren't they? Holy crap.
We'll take a first vote.
It's just going to be friggin' hilarious in like 20 more minutes, man.
$11 for conviction, 1 for acquittal.
Well, that got better there.
But there's a reasonable doubt about the boy's sanity. We can't.
No doubt about the fact that he murdered her. He admitted it himself. That wasn't the first time he was there.
Ooh. Hang him.
We got got to make an example before boys like that contaminate all of our children.
Yeah,
Can't
make
have
an
every boy
example
hiding
of him.
behind the gag that he's insane. Sure, they see red before they kill somebody. But whose fault is it?
Hi, Taters. Come here. Come here, little girl. Oh. We got tater tot. We got tater tot. We got tater tot. Hi, girl. What are you doing? What are you doing? No, you can't have my zingers. No, those are my zingers. Little Miss sniffs a lot, huh? Hi. Yeah. No. Oh, is you sleeping, huh? Sleepy little girl.
Have you reached a verdict?
We have.
The defendant will rise. What is your verdict?
We find the defendant guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. You made me miss the verdict. You made me miss the verdict with your cuteness. Sure is chewing his gum awful loud there. Josh said, "What up, JJ? Right? It's been a long time since she's been up here. She don't come see me no more. She hates me." You hate me.
Stop that racket! Stop it!
What's the matter with you?
This guy's just getting angrier and angrier. Straight up dope fiend.
Hey! Hey!
What do you want?
Bring me some reefers.
Bring me some reefers.
They're going to hang him. Blanche, they're going to hang him.
Oh, come on. Get a hold of yourself. Here you are. And quit that crazy laughing.
Where's Jack? I want to get out of here.
They'll pick you up and hang you if you don't pipe down.
I want to see Jack. Jack. I want to see Jack.
This is definitely meth psychosis. That's what I see there.
You better quiet him. I can't do anything with him.
It's almost an accurate portrayal of meth psychosis, really.
I've got to see Jack. We can't let that kid hang.
He'll be here. Don't worry. He'll be here in a little while.
I've got to see him. I've got to see
Josh says, "What the fuck is that reaper? I definitely want that shit, right?"
Come on, darling. Everything will be over soon.
There's a lot more going on in the reefer. You
You
gotta
want me to
remember
say something
also,
for you?
we're facing the trauma,
Yeah, that's it.
accidents that have happened.
All right.
None of that adds up to causing a person to act like this.
Honey, give me a smoke, will you?
Here, you take the purple one. Oh, hers turned red now. He's the purple one, so it's just his smoke is purple. Like the Joker.
Master. Master! Wait, Master! Please, Master. Master.
Right, so is she gonna turn into a hussy again? I don't know. I think this guy's gonna turn into a werewolf, though. He's like, who is this? What are you doing here?
I know what you want. You want to kill me.
That's meth right
You're
there.
crazy. Take it easy, kid. I just want to talk to you.
What's he hitting him with? That scream, though, too. It's just a repetitive soundtrack.
Hurry, hurry. There's a terrible fight going on. Yes, yes. Apartment 32.
Yes, yes. Apartment 42. Oh, it's like a fire poker? I think that's what he hit him with. That was straight up meth, though, dude. Like, just, I know what you want to do. You're here to kill me. Like, oh, man.
Oh, hi, Joe Jack. Hurry. Are you ready to tell what you know?
Thinking you're a cop, thinking you're going to kill him or whatever else. Not today, Satan. Brian says these people need to smoke a joint and mellow the fuck out. That's hilarious. But Brian, according to this movie, that's what caused this problem to begin with, Brian. Brian. Another weed whacking, says Jessica.
If we can gain some measure of leniency for my client, she is prepared to enter a plea of guilty and, in addition, turn state's evidence in the case of William Harper.
I regret that this court is not prepared to bargain with justice.
I'll tell anyway. I was there. I saw it. I know who killed Mary. And I'll tell you who killed Mary Lane. It wasn't Bill. It was Jack. Jack Terry. He shot Mary and then he put the gun in Bill's head. We were all at the apartment one afternoon, and Mary came in looking for her brother. Bill was like, we'd been in another room. And Bill came in, he caught Ralph with Mary, and they started to fight. But it was Jack who had the gun. He was going to hit Bill over the head with it to make him stop. And then the gun went off. I saw it. I can see it now. It was horrible. And before he knew it, Mary was dead.
Acting is top notch.
But you see, Jack, Bill didn't know he hadn't killed Mary. He was so doped up, they made him think he had. Ralph wanted to tell you, too. Oh, if they don't let him. But this is the truth, Jack. I'm telling you the truth. After Jack saw the where he was dead, he put the gun in Bill's head. It was Jack's fault. And it was my fault, too. I got all of them to come up to the apartment.
I couldn't understand last
I'm just as much to blame. I am.
Do I understand you wish to plead guilty to a charge of fostering moral delinquency in the case of William Harper?
Yes, I'm guilty. I am.
prepare a statement for signature. And also an order setting aside the jury's verdict in the case of the people versus William Harper. In the interests of justice, I shall direct a verdict of not guilty. Sign here, please.
Well, at least the truth prevailed.
You shall be brought into court on Thursday, the 17th, when sentence will be pronounced. Meanwhile, you will be held as a material witness in the case of the people versus Ralph Wiley.
You go in jail. Nothing beats that old-timey music. Oh, remembering fondly that night. Dun, dun, dun. Dead. Oh, we're almost there. A few more minutes to go. Oh! That wasn't even a real window! Whoa!
We've come in the hearings before this court today to what I hope will be the final actions revolving about an unhappy and unfortunate case, one whose horrible tragedy will forever remain with me. I am happy to have been enabled, before it was too late, to order the verdict of the jury in the case of the people versus William Harper to be set aside. But, young man, although this court is convinced that to declare you guilty would have been a gross miscarriage of justice, we cannot condone your acts. And we can express only the hope that your experiences may not alone keep you, but thousands of others from the vicious pitfalls of marijuana. Thus, I am ordering you to remain in this court during the next case, so that you will be obliged to witness what you yourself so narrowly escaped. Call the case of the people versus Ralph Wiley.
Yeah, Brian, I thought she was going to sing too. Dude is like freaking committable.
Your Honor, in this case, the state waives trial of the defendant, Ralph Wiley. It is recommended, Your Honor, that the defendant be placed in an institution for the criminally insane for the rest of his natural life. Defendant counsel joins the state in this request.
Since counsel for the defense as well as counsel for the state seem to agree on this, I see no reason why the request should not be granted.
That happened right here, to your neighbors. It is not too much to say that in your hands lies the possibility of averting other tragedies like it. We must work untiringly so that our children are obliged to learn the truth, because it is only through knowledge that we can safely protect them. Failing this, the next tragedy may be that of your daughter, or your son, or yours, or yours, or yours.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 1930s. We'll remove that. Let me stop it before it starts playing something different. All right, coming back over. So there you have it, guys. If you've never seen it before, there's Reefer Madness. If you've never seen it before with me, now you have. I've seen it now. I've seen bits and pieces of that movie, and honestly, you know, I pretty much could tell you exactly what was going to happen before the movie had even started. But I'm still glad I actually took the time to watch it. It's interesting to compare the narrative of marijuana back then and the way they demonized it and the propaganda that was available back then compared to the environment and how we think of it today, you know, with legalization. Right, we're right on the cusp of federal legalization here in the U.S. And it's been legalized in one way, shape, or form in a majority of the states here in the United States. I'm still advocating for the legalization of cannabis in my area as well, and for any other place. I believe it can be used to help people through withdrawal, detox, and even used as a maintenance drug for helping people that deal with or suffer with a substance use disorder to help them manage their addictions. I really believe this is a fundamental thing that we could use marijuana for. So I will keep advocating for it. I just thought tonight I had nothing better to do, honestly, is what this comes down to. I was going to watch this by myself, but I was like, you know what? I might as well invite some people to watch it with me. You guys might want to see this. You might get a chuckle out of it too. And it's just good to, you know, watch history, you know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You know, I will say, though, you know, like I said before, despite if you took the marijuana propaganda out of that movie, that was actually a decent movie. It had a really good plot line going on. Or maybe perhaps, you know, you don't even have to take the propaganda out of it, I guess, necessarily, but at least just make it authentic. You know, if somebody were using marijuana, I can't guarantee, but most likely these situations are not going to arise from someone smoking marijuana, honestly. Let's just say it that. But you add other drugs into it, you add meth and cocaine and heroin and all the other drugs that we were messing with into it, and that movie's pretty spot on accurate for like over-the-top drugs of abuse use. Brian O'Brien, I'm glad you shared, Maddie. That was awesome. I'm glad you came to watch with me, buddy. Jessica, great news, Maddie. I just got the message. My sister, who was bad off on meth, finally got into rehab yesterday. Woo! Right on, Jessica. Thanks for sharing that with us. Guys, throw some hearts up for Jessica. And that is just awesome. Thank you for sharing that awesome news with us. All right, guys. Swell. Brian says that is swell. That is, gosh, golly darn it. That just sure is swell. I tell you what, Jessica. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your evening. Caitlin's going to be getting home from work just shortly after 9 o'clock, and we get to take a walk down through the fairgrounds. All the fair equipment, the rides are all lit up and going tonight, so we're going to walk down through there after dark. It's going to be beautiful. I'm excited. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. right here on The Point of Change. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean.